The cats didn't come for 2 nights, even days. They're more distant, so they were really here for the cold drop and to stabilize the field. That's crazy. I mean, the shift is insane. Also, I have no visions. No visions, no nothing. The music does not come. I know it's not time to create. First, the transmission node needs to be cleared, and only after I can write. That's what I know. We have only today and tomorrow, and we'll see. But I started to feel, like timeline getting very, very dense with energy. Like, because I know how much there is to write, which means to channel, and that is energetically draining as well. But when you're in a flow, then I can do it 24/7 non-stop. And I feel like this what I'm doing now is even more tiring, honestly. It's just weird not to see anything. And I see that it's also showing me that I don't fight it, because I can't create, because it will not work out. Because how it works is that I see full scenes in my head. Full. Everything. Every single frame. Camera movement, angle. I like really everything. I just feel like there's really a lot to do, and it's getting denser and denser because I know what needs to happen before mid-November, what needs to be done, what needs to be ready, and there's a lot, and well, we still have 2 months, so no, this needs to be finished on the 1st November, something like this. So we have a month and a half. I know that I will make it on time. There is no other way. Like, everything is so perfectly planned. I just don't have access to that memory yet. I've been laying in bed for an hour now, It's just that I am so tired of constantly moving. I know I have to move in 5 days. I need stability. Something I didn't have for so many months. I think it's breakdown time, honestly. Just thinking of moving again. I am so done. I can't even count in how many places I was. And it's just that everywhere I was, it was either too loud or... if I had a place for 2 months, then it was so loud and just unbearable. And then it was just short terms constantly. And I know that to create I need a space at least for a month or 2, which again, it's not too long. But I need something until December, that's for sure. But I feel rage inside. But I also feel like this is what I have been mapping for such a long time, for months, that it has to be somewhere here, somewhere close to the triangle, somewhere close to this park, because when I saw this park I already knew that I'm going to spend here some time. I'm pretty sure that it will start showing up, that this will unlock on 21st when I close the triangle. But again, I'm just tired of this. Like, just thinking of moving again. I think it's just that today was this day when my body literally started to refuse any kind of short-term move, like just thinking that I would have to go to another motel or another like 3-day stay or even 1 week. I can't. I'm exhausted, and this field work and grid work is just draining as well. Even though it's not even visible, it's felt. And it will be visible after, when reality just catches up and everything starts to realign. But I see how much there is to do, and that I can't do it in whatever is this. Just like each place has its own work, and that's what I also wrote about the grid workers, that they feel the pull to move constantly. And that's the thing, is that moving from place to place was also clearing the other nodes, and every place had its purpose for clearing or for shifting, activating, all of it. But it's been months, and I feel now fully that I cannot do this anymore. And I feel this internal exhaustion, that even when yesterday I felt this boredom, then thinking of writing again or writing on for the return map, I can't. I needed this rest. Even though it was work, still it's just that I have this feeling of the amount of work that is ahead of me, and it's just overwhelming. Because I know how it felt to write Echoes. It will not be the same, of course, because that was a completely different phase. But there will be a lot of channeling. And it will be, so compressed in 1.5 months, all of it, that seeing what's happening right now, how calm it is and how isolated I am, and then also seeing what's about to happen in 1.5 months. It's 10:40, so I'm gonna leave soon. Today where we need to be at the gate at 11:11. But I know I need to be walking distance from here and from the triangle. I check other things. I opened the map and I saw something around, and there is nothing. Like, this is just too perfect, too aligned, all of it, and just walking those streets, it feels good. 10:44. Gotta go, or we're gonna be late. Unfortunately, something just clocked with me. I need to go to motel or Airbnb in a triangle until 29th. I wanna cry. I am so done. I am so done. Yesterday I was walking from Alfred's to Whole Foods through Riverside Drive, and there was this motel, Mandarin or whatever, and I thought, okay, well, if nothing shows up, I'm just going to stay in here because whatever, I just need to be close to my triangle. Well, that just clicked. After all of this is done, the buffer time, I will need to move to the triangle, the inside, the node that I built, and only then the long-term house will show up. I kept seeing the motel. Not sure if this one or something else. I need to see. I'm just gonna take the cheapest one. But it just kept popping when I was thinking about long-term house, and I just kept seeing the Riverside Drive and this motel. Or maybe this one is it, because I was walking that street so many times, and only yesterday I saw it, and I see 29. So at this point I just want to cry and scream. I'm so fucking tired of this. Seriously, I just want a clean kitchen where I can boil water, do my laundry, not having anyone next fucking door. Fuck. I'm just so fucking tired of all of this. It's been so long. This is why my body started to reject anything short term, so that pressure, it would release all of the residues. I am so pissed. I'm so tired of this. It's been so long. It's 10:59 and we're still on Lima Street at the number 234. So I don't know if we're gonna be on time or not, because the lights, they turn on once in a fucking half an hour, because cars of course have the priority. Seriously, I'm just so fucking pissed at this moment. I don't know if those visions with the motel or whatever are real or not, but if they were made to make me feel this pissed, it worked. And the streets here, waiting 10 minutes just to cross the street, this is ridiculous. It's 11:11. We made it right on time, seriously. And the lights, I'm not even kidding, everybody was pissed. How can you make a city just for cars? This is ridiculous. I don't know if that was the point of just me being in that state right now here. But I'm just so I don't even know why I'm so mad. It's like I feel this exhaustion. Or if it was just a decoy so I would feel all of it right now, here. Because if yes, then it was really perfectly planned. Which would make sense. Transmuting in the transmission site. And I feel like it was the plan all the time that I would feel all of it right now, because the amount of the dense feelings that I have right now is insane. It's like all of it condensed, and I'm just transmuting them right now, right at this spot. Where expressing and transmuting feelings are my biggest transmission. I think that was the whole point. This is how it works. It's gone. But I already felt it releasing all the way out from my jaw and now my head. That was really the whole point. That was really the whole point, to feel it all at that spot, at that hour, to transmit it. This is how it works. That was the release of all the dense frequencies from that node. So the body works as a conduit. And I wrote about those souls as well, who has that function. So you transmute for the collectives. There are many souls who feel for the collective, who cleanse for the collective, so they feel grief of earth, feel the grief of animals, feel the grief of others. And that was clearing the whole transmission node. And there was like this years of compression and misuse of energy in creation. All the contracts, the power and the greed. My body worked as a conduit for all of those emotions so that they could be transmuted in real time there in this specific nodes, because it already started to be activated and it had to be cleared. This is why I started to boil. Something started to happen in the morning, and then in the park, and then here, and Well, I feel better now. I just had to see a reason to feel that rage. This is why I was so confused. Why do I feel so much dense emotions when it comes just to moving again? But then I started to see so many different timelines, and they started to shift, and the dates and all of it, and it got so overwhelming, and I just got so tired of seeing too many scenarios at once. And then right on time, and also those lights there waiting forever, and everybody around, they were pissed because it takes forever just to cross the street. And that was another thing. I swear I never waited so long like today. And that was the whole point. To transmute everything that was left there. All of those densities. It's been, I don't know, 5 minutes. It's all gone. Because the rage I felt, it was... I didn't see myself like this before. I was swearing while coming here at the traffic lights, to myself. I was so mad, and I couldn't understand even. I was seeing this motel, but I was like, why am I being so mad at it? And that was it. And that rage, it was all suppressed here. And I had to feel it, I had to let it all move through me, because that's what I was talking about yesterday, the transmutation. When you let yourself feel the feelings, they get transmuted. So you release the dense emotions, the dense frequencies, and you transmute them onto high frequency. And now that it has been released, the field is getting clearer and clearer. And what was there, it was power abused through contracts, creators being silenced, and years of compromising their own voice just to get through the gate, or just to create anything. Stolen visions. That rage, it was encoded in the field of that place, in that node. And yes, places carry a lot of frequency. This is why when you come into a certain place, you feel good or not. Even people say, oh, this feels off, the energy is off. Yeah, that's it. And now what will happen is that the transmission can move. And those who are meant to create outside of this distortion and create with alignment with their own truth, they will feel it, that it's possible, and they will feel the pull. It will get lighter. They will feel the shifts in their own field as well, and also in the area, that it will not feel so clutched, that they will be able to speak more for themselves, to believe in their own power, in their own vision. They will not feel that much suppression. I mean, it takes time, like this whole system, how it was built, was to keep you small. Was to keep you small, so that you believe that you cannot do anything without it. And I'm not talking only about film industry. I mean, this is crazy how good I feel, and I didn't even get yet to Alfred. But this is also how echoes, and I mean how every script I write, this is how it works. I first have to feel, experience something or feel, and transmute it, and then I transmute it onto art. Now when I think of moving to a motel, I'm like, okay, wherever, let's go. I don't mind. That was a trap. What a decoy. I mean, see how it works? But you know what? This compression, that's what I feel, and that's what is the most overwhelming, that I start to see so many numbers, so many dates, so many different places, so many different timelines, just at the same time, and then I start to see and feel this like there is so little time, and then all of those emotions, they were not even mine. But that's what would happen when I wrote echoes, that I would feel feelings that were not mine, but they were encoded in a field, and I had to feel them to transmute them, to write certain scenes where those emotions, they were needed to be felt and experienced. And I see why it had to be recorded, why it all happens now. Because each time somebody will see it, it will be cleared again. It's an echo, and it's a ripple again. Because it doesn't get cleared fully in like 5 minutes, it takes time. And this is what my films are also about. Because while watching them, people will feel it, because there will be so much frequency encoded. Also in the script that I already wrote, in echoes, there is so much frequency encoded that by them feeling all of those emotions there, they're already transmuting this for the collective and also for the earth. So this is the mechanics behind it. So well planned. This is crazy. And by doing all of it, I feel like I have already burned the thread and the timeline where I need to move there. Or just that dense feeling around it, so that I don't mind if I have to. But I think it's done. That 21st is a completion day, and then there is the buffer time when the house actually shows up. But at this point I don't care, I really don't. So we either collapse the timeline where I need to move to the motel, or I just had to burn that thread when I feel that kind of way about moving out. But it's like, I feel that with my whole field, I just refused that loop of this constant moving, this short-term survival. And this is also what was burned today. But I feel better, emptier. That bridge was insane. But I knew that something was off when I started to feel it already in the park here, you know? Like electricity coming in here, something releasing, but it was too big to be only about moving again. So this is how it works, how I'm being shown different visions and timelines to feel the emotions that are encoded in the field and in the notes that don't even belong to me, but they need to be transmitted for the collective. And the truth is now that what I realized is that everything that I wrote is actually, this is how it functions. But it used to feel much more brutal. Definitely. The previous timelines, they were very personal. And this one will echo, this one will ripple as well. It really worked. I'm gonna show you where this motel is. And that it unlocked yesterday, even though I was walking here so many times. But I had to see it, to remember it, so that the visions would pop out all the time today. And here it is. So Alfred is right in there. And the motel is right in here. And then Whole Foods is there. And the gate is right where you can see the car wash. So yeah. And I kept seeing this kind of angle constantly popping out in my head. I feel much better. I also talked with my mom, so I told her about everything. I feel much better, honestly. You know what? All of it was so perfectly planned that it's just crazy. I don't even know how to describe that rage that I felt, that I even felt it in my muscles, like, here. This is why it felt like it wasn't mine. This is also to show that when you feel like the feelings, they don't belong to you, when you feel like those feelings are just too much for what's going on, they might simply not be yours, but you're ready to receive those feelings, which is frequency, and to transmute it. Our hearts, they are the engine for that. Our heart has a much stronger electromagnetic field than our brain. And this is where all the shifts happen, and this is also why we've been told that feelings are weakness, but they are the true power. Because by feeling the dense emotions, you are clearing the field, not only yours, but also the collectives and Earth's. And it's so interesting that there was this one scene. It's not for the film. At first I thought it's film, but it's actually series that come after. And there was one scene, there was a vision that I kept seeing since I was 13, and it would only unlock when I heard a specific music. It was November by Max Richter. And only when my field would be ready, that I would not collapse under those visions, under those feelings. And it was insane. The grief, the pain, it felt like a double heart attack. And I could feel that it was not mine. I thought it was his. But then also that it was like many timelines condensed together, the pain from them. And you know, when I started to think after and just remember more, it's basically that all those feelings, they already exist in each timeline. And it's like a bleed through from the timelines where certain things happen that are encoded, so we can transmute them so that those timelines, they either don't manifest in 3D, or you transmute them so that it clears the field for collectives and earths, but also for yourself. There are many different reasons for the transmutations, but this is all about clearing and raising the frequency. This is the mechanics, and our heart is, our body as a conduit, and our heart are frankly the biggest technology that exists here. Because all the shifts, they come from our heart, not from our mind. This is also what I write about. This is why they let everyone speak, you know, change your mind, change your reality. Talking some manifestations that you don't even believe in, they don't work, they will not shift reality. What really shifts is that when you actually take action and when you actually start to feel. And those who are feeling a lot and they're very emotional, they're being told that they're crazy or there's something wrong with them, and they get medication, or you know, they're outsiders. But the truth is that they're just very attuned, and they're so fragile, and they're just overstimulated with everything that's around, because we were never supposed to live in an environment where it's so loud and so dense. But by letting yourself feel all of it, you're actually freeing yourself. Because after you feel that emptiness and that calmness and that clarity, this is also what happens when people feel that rage, when nature is being hurt. Cutting the trees, misuse of land, hurting animals, is because they're so attuned to the earth, to Gaia. And because the earth, it cannot cry, it cannot feel rage, those people become the conduit to those feelings so that they can transmute it for earth. And you think that you are oversensitive. No. This world is just simply overstimulating, and we're simply meant to feel, to clear all the density, so that we can bring back the origin frequency. It's already raising right now, but it takes time and it takes work, the internal work. And this is our work as a collective, because by being in alignment, raising your frequency, and because your field and the earth's field, they're interwoven, what we do, it affects how this whole reality works. So nothing will change if you do not start making actions. We cannot sit and wait for someone to save us, because this is not how it works, because nobody will save you, nobody will come and then help you out, because trust me, I thought that it would happen to me as well. But then I realized, I have to do it on my own. I have to make the decisions and I have to take action, which, yeah, it was scary, but also there was nothing else that I could do. And I had to take big steps, and then I could see how the reality just started to catch up and how everything started to work out. This is insane, of how everything just shows up and how everything starts to go smoothly, like everything is so perfectly planned. But it's about taking actions and clearing the field, being true with yourself, and refusing all of that crap that they're trying to sell you. So just by making those small changes for yourself, you are already shifting the collective as well. And we as a collective have a true power. What I am doing here is that I am simply reminding about the origin blueprint of this place. That it was never supposed to be like that. This is why a lot of people who are part of the shift, they feel like they simply don't belong here. They feel like outsiders, and the best thing that they could do was just simply move to the woods and just get out of all of this. That you don't even know why the hell are you here. You just simply follow the pull and listen to yourself, and then you know what to do. This is how it works. Also, when you finally let go of control, you see how everything just starts to show up in the right moment. Though, as you can see, you might become a little bit tired of it last minute when you have nowhere to go. But the change starts with yourself. Same as the instructions on a plane, where you put the mask first on yourself and then on others. It comes same here. When you let go of fear and when you start to be true with yourself and be yourself fully, that's when the shift becomes real and everything around you starts to change, and then your field affects other people's field, and this is how the ripple starts. So this is how we shift this whole reality here. It will take time, of course, but it already began. This is crazy. I'm just editing this video, and you know what I just realized is how tired I am of not having my own place. Just to finally breathe. And I realize it's not just months here in the US, although being an immigrant sucks, obviously. But I even felt this way in Poland, where I spent 6 or 7 years, and then I moved to France, to Paris, for 3 years. And it was the same everywhere. It didn't matter if I, even if I had my own space there for longer, I knew that I wouldn't stay there for long. and I never really stayed anywhere longer than a year and a half. And I would never buy things because I knew that one day I would just leave it all. And each time I did, I would leave everything behind. And same in France. It was just, I would just sell anything I could. And I felt this my whole life, that I couldn't really settle, that I couldn't really exhale, because I knew that there would be something, a massive shift that would make me leave it all, and I would have to move out and like start a new life, which is happening now. And I think it's just that I'm exhausted from just not being able to have that place, being in that constant alert mode, in a survival as well, because I felt that everything that I was building was not it, that I would have to leave it all, that I did not much anywhere. And that was exhausting. Also playing this game, trying to fit, pretending, performing. At least now I finally let go of all of it and I don't have to pretend. But still, I think that my body knows that it's getting close. You know, it's already happening, the thing that I felt my whole life, that huge, massive shift. It is here, but still it's transition. I still didn't fully land, and then I also know that, you know, there's going to be pre-production and production and all of it, but I just want to unpack. I just want to have my own clean space. And I think it was just that I was never allowing myself to feel home anywhere, just to settle down, to make my space feel me. But I also couldn't, because I couldn't get too comfortable. Each time I would get too comfortable, something would happen. I was being pushed out. You know, there would be a lot of things happening around that would get me very fast out of the comfort zone, and each time I would get comfortable, I saw that I would just start again, like a new chapter, leaving everything behind and starting a bit all over again. It was like comfort was just too dangerous, which it is true. But right now I see that I just need stillness. I just want to unpack my bags. I just want to finally be able to cook, to boil water in a kitchen, and just being able to clean up my own space the way I want to. With I am so done with those temporary places. But I know it's coming close, because I know how much there is to do, and it can only be made in that place. And the next place is still not it. That's what I know. But at least it's going to be a place where I can finally breathe and recalibrate after all of this energetic work that it's been going on for months, and then the survival mode for the whole life. Also, you know what I saw when I was recording the map now for this video? I saw there is another studio nearby. It is September 20th, 2025. So just go back and remember which studio was being cancelled on that day. So yeah, we are sending the transmission to all of that. This is really a creative node, and we're just clearing that up. I can't believe it that this is that this is real view. This earth is so beautiful.